Listen, he's having no trouble.
Could you say it again?
He feller in the white.
Remember the toys you used to have when you were a kid? Well, these ain't them.
Introducing the all-new prestige collection of action figures from Tracker Collectibles.
Hey, what's up? I'm Peter Goral, but many of you may know me as the one and only Killer Bootlegs. I'm the creator of Phantom Starkiller, and I'm also the CEO of Tracker Collectibles. I started making toys almost 15 years ago and have since taken my passion for art, action figures, and comic books to heights I could have only imagined way back then. Last year, I linked up with Scout Comics and we formed Tracker Collectibles. Through this new endeavor, I was given the opportunity to start playing around within their huge catalog of creator-owned intellectual properties and started working on an all-new collectible toy line comprised of some of the most beloved characters from their best-selling titles. We wanted to create a collection that would celebrate the titles that have resonated most with fans and give them the opportunity to share in our excitement by helping to bring their favorite indie comic book characters to life in 1/18 scale through this very Kickstarter. Scroll down and check out the rewards below and get in where you fit in. We have a bunch of awesome items that'll fit into almost any budget in every collection. Do you want an extra figure you could tear open and play with? Do you want an exclusive variant cover that you could thumb through and actually read? Well, we got you. Do you like fancier display pieces like I do? Well, we have slab versions. Oh, and before I forget, small retailers and local comic shops. We didn't forget about you guys. Check out the Dirty Dozen. It's a basic assortment of 12 figures. That's 3 of each colorway for you to try out in your store. I think we came up with some pretty rad bundles, but you can also add on almost any item and any combination to create your own. We have a killer team down in Fort Myers, Florida at Scout HQ that'll be handling fulfillment, and I'll be flying down myself to oversee this whole process. Alright, well I gotta get back to work. These toys aren't gonna make themselves, and thank you for your support.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? My name is Joey Galvez, and this is Joseph Schmalke, the Destroyer of Worlds. What's going on, man?
How's it going, man? So, yeah, I was watching the opening to that, and I guess I missed the part earlier. I don't know who did the voice of, like, the new Tracker Collectibles. It sounds British, but I'm imagining it's Peter, but I've never heard him do an accent like that. So.
That'd be awesome. But I wish we had him here so we could talk to him about it, see if that's him or not. But that's awesome, dude. So we're 1 weekend. You guys launched Tracker Collectibles. Well, you guys have this Kickstarter that you guys got going on with the 1/18 figures for Phantom Starkiller and all kinds of really cool stuff that's going to be coming up, Electric Black and all that good stuff. But I need to know, man, how you guys been doing within this first week, dude? How do you feel?
Yeah, we're 100% back. We were 100% back within 40 hours or so. So that was awesome to see. And I mean, you know, a huge portion of it is the toy community coming out in support of Phantom Starkiller in particular. But yeah, it's really cool. And so Phantom Starkiller has been a figure for over a decade. It has a pretty ravenous fan base for it. And so this Kickstarter is the only way that they can get that glow-in-the-dark variant. It will never be available again outside the Kickstarter campaign. So I think that drove a lot of people to get the all-in, you know, all 4 figures, which is the glow-in-the-dark Julius and the regular Julius, the original Starkiller, and then the glow-in-the-dark Starkiller. But the cool news is we are like on the precipice. I think it's going to happen today of Nut Ghost by Enzo Garza. So that figure is amazing. It comes with all these different accoutrements that like no one's seen yet, but like he has a piece of his gut that comes out and can hold things. Like he comes with a slice of pizza and a stick and all this other stuff. And then he has a baseball hat he can wear, and so he's got a lot of cool like features to him, and he stands on a peg, so he's floating.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on I think on the Tracker Collectibles Instagram, right? You guys
Yeah,
posted them on
Instagram has a lot more information.
Yeah.
If anybody's curious to see more about the figures, they'll want to head over and like follow Tracker Collectibles. The Instagram feed is always being updated daily with new and cool stuff. So, and you can go down a rabbit hole too and see like all 6 of the figures that we've designed thus far. Plus, we've got the Murder Hobo minis, got the Stabby Bunny plushes that are out and available now. And upcoming, we have a Phantom Starkiller 5 Playmate style figure that we'll be releasing sometime early next year. And then We Don't Kill Spiders miniatures of Revna and Bjorn. A 2-pack will be coming out for them.
Wow, that's nice, dude. That's super cool. I don't know if you want to share your screen really quick and see if you could pull up the Kickstarter so we can show everybody some of the cool stuff that you're talking about here. I do have some of the assets here for some of the figures. I did not have the unlockable assets. But
right.
So
well, we just or am I sharing my screen yet? There we go. All right.
There we go.
So let's go in here and let's look at some of these new unlocks. So these are all 6 of the figures, and we have a figure from each one of these 6 properties that will be coming out within the next year. Some of them will not be unlocked during the campaign, but the first 2 are Phantom Starkiller, obviously, and Julius Black. Then we have the glow-in-the-dark colorways, so that you can, again, these are only available through the Kickstarter, and they are an add-on as well. So if you wanted to get like 3 of the glows each or something, you can do that. We also have like a buy-in reward called the Dirty Dozen, which gives you 3 of each figure. We no longer have these big tier prototype figures and custom card art available, at least for Julius and Starkiller at the moment, but I believe we'll be adding one very soon for Gut Ghost, or 2 for Gut Ghost.
Okay.
So, and we have all sorts of stuff. You can get your figures graded, AFA graded figures. You can get your. We also we don't really talk about it a lot, but there is a reward. We have rewards where you get exclusive variant covers. These are hot titles for us. So if you're a collector and you want to make sure you have all the covers, all the variant covers, realize there is one more Phantom Starkiller variant coming out, and this is it.
among the many, right?
Right? There's only a million of these things, but if you want to go all in, this is the only way to get those variants.
Yeah.
And we offer graded scales for those as well.
I was talking to my wife last night, and I was like, and she was like, "Why aren't you buying any of this stuff?" And I was like, well, number one, we got kids and they need presents. So which one am I taking from this week? Kind of a thing. But I think she was
with Christmas around the corner, we do have you covered, by the way. And I'll get into that. But
it's so affordable, and that's why I'm like, that's why I'm saying this, because even if I just want one figure, it's only $25. Dude, that's literally only giving up 2 or 3 days worth of coffee, right?
Right.
Like
it's true.
Or like 3 times now. Just give up.
So here's our unlockable guy. Here's Gut Ghost. He's coming at 45,000. He's going to come with all these different attachments. You can see the posts that he stands on here, and with him being unlocked, you'll also get the turnaround art, which was done by Ben Aslin of Ape Drape Studios. He actually lives down the street from me. He's an amazing artist and sculptor. You get a variant cover of Gut Ghost #1 will be unlocked as well. And then all the grading stuff that we're doing for both comics and figures. And then at 60,000, I think we're going to get here. There's no way this doesn't happen, but Lillian will be coming at 60,000. And again, she comes with all the unlockable.
And there's 27 days left on this, right?
Yeah, we're almost like a full month out, and we've raised $43,000. Yeah, we're $1,400 away from unlocking Gut Ghost, and I can't wait till people can like add that onto their tier. So again, the glow in the darks, these 2 figures are only available during the Kickstarter. We are discussing about unlocking premium packaging for all backers. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen real quick. So we're discussing possibly unlocking premium packaging for everyone. so that
Mhm.
if you're a Kickstarter backer, whether or not you're just getting the glow in the dark or the original, you are getting something exclusive to the Kickstarter, like whether it be we put foil somewhere on the card back. And collectors, for them, it's an important thing to get them all, right? But this,
Yeah.
we're going to do something premium, I think, be somewhere that'll be free. You don't have to add it on. It's going to be included in every Kickstarter figure. We have to discuss that in a meeting this week, but it's something we're considering just giving everybody for helping this project along.
That's so cool.
Kickstarters usually do that anyway. They give you something for nothing. There's like an unlockable.
Yeah. I was telling my wife, I was like, I really want that glow in the dark Phantom Starkiller because I want to put it. I want, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to get it graded because I might get two because I might want to open one up and play with it, like Peter was saying at the top of the show. But I want one so that I can literally, I want to put it next to this one. This book here that I got. This is one of my favorite Phantom Starkiller covers here of the glow in the dark one.
Yeah,
and I think I got this straight from you, right? I think I hit you up one year.
Yeah, that's very possible. Yeah, so that cover in particular is so it's drawn by me, colored by Peter. So me and him do one cover together for every issue of the Cryptocrystalline Stone series.
What's cool about these things, these covers and these figures and everything, like these cameras don't do them justice when you see them in person and stuff like that. Because when I pulled this out of the actual bag and board, how cool these covers are. And if you guys are just putting this kind of quality into the comic books, you guys have to be putting some heart and soul into these figures, man, because I've seen some of the killer bootleg stuff, man, and those are definitely killer.
I actually, you know what? I'm going to pull down something that he made about a year ago.
Okay.
Part of my private collection. And these were not cheap. Getting Peter to do a custom for you is expensive.
Yeah.
But
because he's big time now, man.
Well, yeah, but when he does a bootleg figure, it's not like he's making 1,000 of these things. He's not even making 100 of them. He makes maybe 20. Yeah. So this was his Michael Myers that he.
Oh, that's so cool.
And instead of it being called Michael Myers, he gave it the shape. But his sculpt is better than anything that I've seen on the market.
Yeah, that's right there.
Really cool.
I've seen. I don't want to talk down on any other toy company, but
it's okay.
But there's another toy company who does a lot of figures of the Halloween figures and stuff like that. And yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I've seen some that are
really he just has he has a real attention to detail of all the bootleg guys out there, and there's a lot of them. It's a whole artistic movement. Mm-hmm. I'd say he's like at the top of his game. One of the more skilled guys out there. So,
I got to know this before we go into a little bit more of the Kickstarter type stuff, because since we're talking about his killer bootlegs and his figures and stuff like that, I want to know how you guys kind of clicked up a little bit, because I don't think I've ever asked you that question.
Right. So a couple years ago, when I was going full time into comic book creation, I did a project. 365. That's a thing where you make a drawing every day for an entire year, right? And as I was going through it, I was choosing different subjects every day, and I was gearing up to quit my day job, right? So I was like, I was keeping my skills up, and I had seen the Phantom Starkiller figure for years, but I could never get my hands on one. They always sell out like that. And but I saw the images and stuff online, and I just thought they were really cool. So one day for my project 365, I drew Phantom Starkiller, and then Peter, the creator of it, was like, "That's fucking awesome," and liked it and shared it out. And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then the next day I did Count Draco Knuckle Duster, and then he hit me up personally, and he was like, "Hey, man, I like your work. Can I use these images on a project that I'm putting together?" And I was like, "Cool." And I think he was making like a pillow or something like that. So there's like Phantom Starkiller pillows out there with my artwork.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do we get our hands on those?
Peter still can make them. I think he just took them off his store for now, but I think he sold a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then so he was like, hey, I have more characters that I'd like to develop for this toy line that I'm making, which is the Curse of the Cryptocrystalline Stone.
Yeah.
Are you available to work on something? And I was like, hell yeah, because I wanted, I thought what he was doing was really cool. So I'm going to grab another one of these. Hopefully you can't see my tubby ass.
I was distracted by the big old fat cat over there.
Oh yeah, that's Piper. She's amazing. So this is the first thing that me and Peter technically worked on together.
Oh,
and it's cool. Vice Admiral Acker. So only I think 30 or 25 of these were ever made. So this is one of the originals. It's my artwork. He made the figure, and as you can tell if you've read Phantom Starkiller or Count Draco Knuckleduster, he's appeared in both issues.
Yeah.
So, but this is the first time he was a toy, and if you look on the back, it's all my artwork for different figures that I designed. Well, this is the original Starkiller I drew for him, or my Project 365, which he turned into a pillow. This is the Count Draco I did. This is the Vice Admiral Acker, and then we went ahead and started working on Absolute Ruler Thuban. So
cool.
I did all those drawings for him. He gave me figures for each, and I have an Absolute Ruler, but I'm not going to go back there and pull him down too. So yeah, but the quality of these toys is just amazing. At some point, I'm going to have to get this thing encapsulated because it's just too cool. But so this year, or 2022, we will be putting out issue 1 featuring this bad boy, Vice Admiral Acker. And the intention is we do make a figure of him through Tracker as well.
Okay.
Nice. We toyed around with the idea of it being like once we're in full production, maybe we do a mail-in order like people could do for Major Blood.
Yeah.
Or Commander back in the day. We were going to have it as Vice Admiral Acker would be like in the little corner, like, hey, kids, mail in the corner of your package, but we don't want people to ruin their stuff. So maybe it'll just be like a QR code that you can scan and go buy your Vice Admiral Acker.
Yeah, because these are just the first 2 characters, or first 4 if the other 2 get unlocked, right? Of many, correct?
Yeah, Peter has developed more characters since we started writing the series together. The stream is far too devoid of peppers. I have Dr. Pepper right here.
There we go. Oh no. He's always got Dr. Pepper within reach. Every time.
Yeah, why wouldn't I? I love I know James hates it with a passion. I absolutely love Dr. Pepper. I have Dr. Pepper syrup that I can put on ice cream. That's amazing.
Oh, no, okay. That's a little too far.
No, it's awesome.
Is it?
How dare you, sir? But no, I love it. It's one of my favorite beverages. And there's this great barbecue place that's in Rochester, New York. I think they've expanded now. They're called Dinosaur Barbecue, and they make a chocolate cake, and it's the Dr. Pepper chocolate cake. That's the liquid they use in it. It was really good.
That sounds good.
You can see my cat back there. That's Piper. She's quite the mouser as well. I think she's going to be running out of mice soon. We found out we had like a broken window downstairs for I don't know how many years, and we had that fixed up. So that's how the mice were getting in. Yes.
And that's why she's so big. No.
And that's why she was murdering mice. But yeah, awesome. So again, Peter and I, that's our origin working together is basically this figure right here. Yeah. This was the first thing we did. After we did this in Absolute Ruler together, he had divulged to me that he was working with Super 7 and that Phantom Starkiller was going to be coming out with them. And all of a sudden he got into a crunch where he needed to flip around the glow-in-the-dark Starkiller for decon because they have to do it like months in advance for production. And he's like, I literally need this by tomorrow. Do you have time to do it? And I was like, yeah. So that was the first Phantom Starkiller package I did. which is
Oh
also
man.
got all this stuff up on my wall. So this would be the first Super 7 packaging, and I actually do have this in a case. Highly sought after, glow in the dark original Phantom Starkiller.
Oh,
so,
that's so cool.
Right? So,
oh, man.
Yeah, this was the smallest run that Super 7 did for this figure. So, yeah, it's got a special place in my heart, and it's the only one I have, so you can't have it, anybody. I think Ben Bishop's got one that's for sale if you guys want to hit him up. But yeah,
I bet it's a pretty penny
our
too.
history, and that's how we started working together. After a couple of years of doing card art with him, he did an art show called Skulls and Light Swords or something like that. And he hit me up because we had done two card arts together at that point for Super 7. I had done 2 card arts for him for Curse of the Cryptocrystalline Stone. And then he was like, I'm doing a Phantom Starkiller centric show. Can you provide some art for it? You'll get a cut on the back end. And I was like, cool. So I made this very exclusive print. And that ended up being one of the variant covers that we used for, I believe it was ECGCE's run on Phantom Starkiller #1. So got a lot of mileage out of that piece of artwork. And it is one of my more favorite pieces from that. Let's see where we are at the Kickstarter. I'm just curious if
it has gone up, because and I think it definitely we should at least talk a little bit about Peter's origin here a little bit, because he's got a really interesting background on how he started, right?
Yeah. So he had been doing bootleg toys for years. And but it was at San Diego 2012. He DKE Toys, who's run by Dov Kepler, he who's sort of like I look at him as kind of like the godfather of the bootleg toy industry. He discovers all the new talent and makes sure that like their art gets seen. Okay. So he gets a large booth at San Diego every year in New York Comic Con. He's at all the like major shows. And so he brought Phantom Starkiller. Peter brought it to San Diego that year, and it sold out on preview night.
Wow.
So that's how he got his start. And I mean, again, he doesn't make 1,000 of these things. He makes like 20 to 30 of them tops.
And the rumor is that when he sold out all those, like everybody it was like the talk of the whole entire con.
Oh yeah, he made it. Toys That Made It, the Toys That Made Us, the Netflix show. They've mentioned him a couple of times in social media posts and stuff like that. Yeah. That he was one of the top 10 like independent toy things ever made. So he. And one thing about working with Peter is he is perfectionist. He just needles things, but he needs to do that, right? That's what makes his brain a little bit better than anything else. So one thing I can say, and I don't have my prototype with me right now, but our Julius Black figure, which I do have possession of, and our Phantom Starkiller figures, I think are some of the best sculpted retro figures on the market. Yeah, the articulation on Julius, he does have a 90-degree angle. You can totally sit him down. He will grip the book. It's not like anything about these toys is flimsy. His head does not fully spin around because he has that long hair, but he does have a nice, you can turn him side to side and stuff like that. These things are important and then the Phantom Starkiller is just, I think that is the best sculpt of that 375 that's ever been made, period. Yeah. So, and you don't have to believe me, you can just look at it and know that it is that way. Yeah. And that's the glow in the dark Julius, again, which you can only get through the Kickstarter. So you might want to pick up more than 1 or 2 of these glow in the darks. I'm just putting that out there for you because
this one is my favorite right here, dude. Because I want this one. I want 2 of these ones because I want to play with one, and I want to put one right next to my glow in the dark cover.
Yeah, you do. And here's the thing.
And because it matches, dude. I don't know, because it matches. Look, I mean, I have to put that next to each other, right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. They have to be next to each other.
They do. I 100% agree with you. So everybody should at least get 5 of them.
And then you
You
guys
can
have
have
also
one
have
on your wall, one to play with, one in case the one that you played with falls apart at some point from overplay.
you were, yeah, you don't want it to fall apart because of overplay. And you guys
No,
have
it's
graded options, right, for
yeah,
these as
so you
well.
have both graded options for the figures themselves, and you have
Uh-huh.
graded options for the comic books. So if you're more of a comic book collector and less of a toy collector, we've got you covered there too. And if you're a solid collector of either one of these properties, you're going to want to get the variant cover.
Yeah,
So
it's super cool. Yeah, I really like these toys, dude. I'm serious, man. I really need to get one of these. And now I'm looking at the regular of the Phantom Starkiller. Now I'm like, I need to get two of those too, because I have a first printing of Phantom Starkiller that has the same cover. I'm like, now I need to put all these clip covers
yeah,
and
so
toys next to each other.
of all four of these, I've done all the artwork except for on Electric Black. There's a smattering of it's a mixture of me and Rich's artwork in the background, but all the other artwork
Yeah,
on these cards is done by me. So I
yeah,
like
it's
them
cool.
for that reason as well. But
Yeah,
when you get Cut Ghost, it's all Enzo Garza's work, and if you like Enzo's work, you're going to
yeah.
want to pick that figure up as soon as it unlocks. Which
Are we
leads
are
us
we are at
into
we're officially at
Lillian.
43,602 right now.
Okay, so we're still at 43. I
Yeah,
know we're going to get there
going up
tonight.
little by little.
I know we'll get there. We're shouting out into the universe and stores. If you want to jump on, I know that the price point's high.
Yeah,
Here's the thing: if you don't back this project as it is, and you're waiting for it to come to the direct market, you're going to be waiting a year probably. And like I said, we are going to be doing some sort of premium packaging that'll make it that collectors want to get it. I would imagine these things immediately go for more on eBay after they get released to Kickstarter backers. That's just my own watching markets like this happen before. Yeah. And the last thing that
yeah.
came out for
I've,
Phantom
I've got I've
Starkiller
got
was the playset. That thing sold out in like minutes. So
I've got some creators who are watching us. They're not jumping in the stream though, but they're messaging me saying that they want to see a handful of other Scout and Black Caravan character figures. Like,
yeah, so how we're doing this at Tracker is we don't do a cart before the horse type thing. Now Starkiller started as an action figure. It makes a lot of sense to make
yeah,
him, Knuckle Duster, and the rest of these Cryptocrystalline Stone characters into figures. Certainly that's going to happen. But as far as the production of other figures, they have to come from hit books where there's a fan base built in. Otherwise, we could be making figures that nobody gives a crap about,
yeah,
As much
yeah,
as we like the design of certain things, if there's just no fan base for it, it's probably not going to get made into a figure. And it's only if
yeah.
things are toyetic, which is
Mhm.
Pete's term for it's like a thing you want to play with, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if
Like
you
I
want to
was
see your
I was
favorite
talking to my
characters get
wife.
made into a figure, hit Peter up, hit me up. Let us know
Yeah,
what you want to see. We're highly accessible, especially
yeah.
on Instagram.
What do
So
people want to see? I want to. I was talking to my wife last night about these figures and how cool they were looking, and she said the one thing that she said, she's like, "How about Soulstream?" Because those are definitely like, I don't know if you've seen the character design of Soulstream. My kids would love to buy those, dude. Like I
if
would
the
I would buy
Soulstream
tons of
people
them.
come out in mass and demand a figure, we will listen.
Yes. See, so everybody get out there. If you guys want to see a figure that from Black Caravan or Scout, let these guys know, because the more people that do it, the more people that want it. Why not? You know what I mean? We got to
Yeah,
make it.
yeah. It has to be, the demand has to be there, or
Yeah.
it's just we're we're playing it safe too. It's not an inexpensive venture just to even do the 3D modeling. That's not even that.
It's a
That's
lot.
it's a lot of money, soup to nuts. And at the $30, 30,000 that we were trying to raise for this, which we've done, we
Mhm.
are covering our bill, but we don't have a ton of wiggle room. It's very expensive to make these things.
So to talk a little bit, do you know the process that it goes through a little bit into making these things?
Right. So you start with your turnaround art, your concept art, which is, one of the backing tiers that we have in the Kickstarter is the black and white turnarounds that Ben Aslan designed.
Mhm.
Those get sent to the sculptor. The sculptor then creates a 3D model, and you can either have a traditional or a 3D artist do this. We, for the five figures that we have coming out, the Playmate style ones, we actually are having those hand sculpted by the guy who did the original Turtle villains.
Wow.
You know, the guy who made Rocksteady and Bebop and stuff like that, the sculptor for that, he's making Starkiller and Murder Hobo for us right now. Actually, those are done in Starkiller's in production or something.
Nice.
It's further down the chain where it's ready to be printed and stuff. So then we have the sculpt that we can send to the factories, and these are overseas factories. They're not being made in America, but that's I don't know why that is, other than its cost. And there might be some, they might just not exist, these kind of factories here. After, so there's a tooling process, then they make a mold and everything like that. And the molds that we design are meant to, we can print multiple figures over years, right? So there's two different ones. There's like a rotary mold, and then there's a slush mold, and I'll probably get my terms mixed up there. But the mold that we're getting, we can cast like thousands of figures. Other molds, you can maybe get like 1,000 figures out of them. We're not doing that. We're paying for the more expensive molding here. Once that's done, then they, you know, we have to, Peter quality inspects the figures to make sure that they're the standards that we want them at. Then they get put in paint models, right? And once the paint models are approved, then it goes into production. And then
that's such a crazy concept. I mean, the whole thing, process and everything. It's such a cool thing.
It's a long process. Like just the miniatures that we did for the Murder Hobo, same across the tier, you know, across the board process, except for those aren't painted because they're miniatures. They're meant for the collectors to paint them on their own. So really, it was just once we got them molded, casted, and those were approved, then they sent us prototypes of what it would look like all together. And then once that was approved, it went into production. That process was a lot faster, I think, than what this will be, because we're talking with 5 points of articulation on a figure. You've got the head is a separate piece, the arms, the legs, and then the torso. And the torso might be in separate pieces too. I'm not exactly sure how that's working. And then you have the little accoutrements, like for Starkiller, he's going to have the cape and the sword. So those are separate parts of the mold as well. And with Julius Black, he comes with the Black Ledger.
That's so many working parts that you got to have all in the right place at the right time. It's crazy that
we're playing around with different ways of doing this too. We were thinking about going the Glios model, but with them in particular, you have to be approved by a certain factory because it's a proprietary thing. Like they own the rights to this certain interlocking system. So we didn't have years to wait for that. So we're not going the Glios route at this time, maybe in the future.
Cool. So. That's fantastic, because the quality of these things, that I think that's why people buy these things. They're just not like 3D printed in somebody's makeshift studio, right? And nothing bad about that, because that stuff, we love that stuff too, and there's a market for that too. But you guys are obviously taking this to a different height and creating something that we, obviously, like you said, the nostalgia, we want something that is quality, great looking, and that brings back my childhood, like the Bebop and Rocksteady stuff. Like, wow, dude, I saw the prototype that you showed us last time, and it looks a lot like the old school Bebop and Rocksteady type.
Again, it's got that toyetic feel. You want to pick it up and play with it, and it's got, it's desirable to manipulate this character and stuff like that. So again, if you want to see your characters come to life, definitely hit us up. Can't guarantee anything, but the more we hear about the love of like certain creations, honestly, it gives us a heads up too on what books are doing great. Right, because if there's a lot of fans out there for a particular book wanting something, they're probably going to be the louder people talking about it. But yeah, the future of, so we have this again. I'll share my screen so we can look at the 6 different properties that we're ready to start sending to factory and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. And if you guys definitely want to back this, you guys, I'll throw the. Let me see if I can put you in the stream here. I'll
There we
throw
go.
the link here in the
Comments.
comment
Yeah.
stream.
So, of course, these are the two that are up now: Electric Black and Phantom Starkiller. We will have Gut Ghost coming up next. White Ash following. The idea at this point is to possibly do a separate project for Lena from the Mall and Metal Shark Bro.
So cool.
Right? And Metal Shark. So one thing that I haven't really discussed, and you can't tell necessarily on this screen, but Julius Black and Phantom Starkiller are about the same size.
Okay.
Gut Ghost is obviously going to be smaller because he stands on a peg, right? But he still achieves that 375 length. I think on the peg, he's at 4 inches. So he's a slightly smaller figure, but stands a little bit higher. Metal Shark is a bigger figure. He is, because, you know, in the comic book, he would be like towering over the rest of these.
Yeah.
Right. And then Lillian and Lana, they're slightly shorter than Starkiller and Julius, because we're trying to do correct dimorphism in size. So again, slightly smaller, but you'll be able to tell at a visual, but honestly they'll still be packaged the same and stuff without losing any kind of feel to the 375 figures that we're creating. Yeah, as you can see here, they're about the same size.
Yeah.
Actually, Julius might be slightly, I don't know. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, we're coming up on Gut Ghost. Again, he comes on this really cool post and stand, and the stand is pretty thick, right? It says, the stand itself says Tracker on it, which is cool. He comes with a stick. He comes with this, it's hard to see because it's faded out here, but he comes with this gut that actually fits right into this area of his gut.
Yeah.
And then he can hold the pizza or the stick with it, and then he comes with this baseball hat. So he has a couple more add-ons to him than and here in the turnaround, you see it a little bit better. There's the Tracker stand that he stands on. Here's the pieces of gut. And then, And
then he holds a piece of gut, or a piece of gut comes out or something like that, right?
Yeah, the piece of gut that comes out can hold things.
Yeah,
and that was Enzo's request. We are involved with the creators when they're they're given a chance to send us their turnarounds first, which I did for both. I did for Julius Black. Peter had turnarounds for Starkiller that he based on my artwork, and then Lillian from White Ash, Connor sent us the original turnarounds, and then we send those to Ben Aslin, who does 3D ready turnarounds for the artist to model these after. So cool. Yeah, just thought I'd run that over one more time with everybody.
Super cool.
I'll stop that so we can stop looking into infinity.
We'll sit down.
We've got tons of stuff planned for the future of Tracker. This is just the beginning of it, and we're off to a great start. And we've got almost a whole month before the Kickstarter ends, so who knows how far we go.
Yeah. 27 days left, right? Or 28 days left on this
28
project now. And definitely and everything's affordable. If you guys just can only afford $10, you even get some really cool stuff for $5.
You can get the turnarounds, which are really cool. And we are going to do something. I'm probably speaking out of turn, but within a week or two, we're going to be putting this up there. Any physical backer on the Kickstarter will have the ability to print out a PDF certificate. So if you're buying these as a gift this year for somebody, you'll have something that you can put under the tree.
That's so cool. Oh, I love that idea. That's really cool. And then, you guys have the variant covers of the comic books for $10 as well. And that's awesome. You guys, but $25 for a figure, that's super affordable.
Yep. And these, again, we're not a huge company like Hasbro or Mattel or something like that. We are bringing it to you at the cost that we can get away with. At this is the lowest we can go. for production and everything. And
That's what
again,
was gonna say.
I
How do
do
you guys
think
get
that
away
our
with that?
retro figures look really good
Yeah.
compared to other companies' retro figures.
And they do. And these are the glow in the dark figures here that I'm showing. And super cool. And you said this is the only place that you can get the glow in the dark figures is right here on this Kickstarter, correct?
During this Kickstarter, so I don't want to hear anybody complaining about it later, like, oh, these things sold out. No, you can order as many of them as you possibly want. They're also, if you wanted just the glow in the dark Starkiller, but you wanted like 10 of them, you can do that. You put in your order, for the Starkiller, and then you have the ability to add up to 10 add-ons.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. And then you guys have graded options for this is the variant cover or the Phantom Starkiller. You have the comic book option, graded option. You guys also have.
So one of the great things about where the warehouse is for these figures and comics is it's in Fort Myers, Florida, which is hours away, or an hour away from CGC's headquarters. So it's going to be really easy for them to just go ahead and CGC offers, and I think CBCS does as well, but they offer a grading system where you can go 9.8 or higher, or it's rejected, right? So we can send them a batch of comic books. So we're gonna guarantee that we can get people these 9.8s. Cool. I love that idea because I was asking, I was like, how are they able to do that? And I love that you answered that they
question.
have literally like it's like a checkbox that you can hit. You can be like, I want 9.8 or higher, or it's rejected and just sent back to us.
That's super cool.
And
then let me see. And then here are the graded options for the figures as well.
Yep, that's through AFA. I think is what Peter wanted us to use.
Cool.
So similar thing. I'm not sure where their headquarters. I don't know where AFA is located, but they're somewhere probably down south. Most of these
super cool.
Are.
So we got a little bit more people here in the stream now. If we want to pull up the Kickstarter one more time just to go through it just a little bit for the brand new people jumping in now.
Let me share screen. Here we go into the void of share screen. All right, so we're at $43,602. Just so close. We're $1,398 away from unlocking Gut Ghost. So during this Kickstarter, we've got multiple tiers here that you can pick from. We've got the $5 tier, which has your turnaround art. This is done by Ben Aslin. This is what was sent to the sculptors to create our figures. You can get the $10 add-on, which are the 2 variant covers for the Electric Black #1 or Phantom Starkiller #1. All of this stuff that I'm showing you as well is an add-on. So I'm saying that now so I don't have to repeat myself. Then, of course, you've got original Starkiller. This is the original colorway that he'll be available in. Now, the card back that he's on here, I'm thinking we're going to be unlocking some sort of premium packaging for everybody that backs the Kickstarter. And when it goes to direct market later, it'll be slightly different. Same thing with the Electric Black. That's just as a thank you to Kickstarter backers for coming in early, supporting this project. You'll have something that's slightly different. That's something we're discussing this week.
Yeah,
what that's going to be.
Always those fun things too. When you back a Kickstarter, and then you're like, and then later on you see that they pushed out through a publisher or something. You're like, oh man, is my Kickstarter like worth something now? Or like I don't know. I don't want to be that guy, but I look at it and then I'm like, okay, cool. You got extras in here.
Brought it to my attention today, because it's a concern that he had as a collector. He's like, why would I back this here if I can just buy it later? And I was like, that's a good point. He's like, we should upgrade what we're putting out, these card backs. So we're calling it like,
and that's kind of a more premium. You can do that with Kickstarter, right? You can always add stuff, which is really cool. And I've always when you see new stuff on Kickstarter, you're like, ooh, okay, all right.
I will say this: if you don't back the Kickstarter, you're going to be waiting a hell of a long time to get these figures. These original ones will go to direct market at some point. Again, we're going to do something premium to the card back, but you're going to be waiting a long time to see that.
Oh man!
Now, for the campaign.
How can
the
I make
glow in the
20?
dark
How can I make
Starkiller
$100?
and the glow in the dark Julius are only available during this campaign. I will say it again. They are only available during this campaign. Do you like the looks of these? Do you want these? This is the way to get these. If you do not do this, you are out of luck. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. And we're putting our foot down with that. We're not going to print this guy into oblivion. Kickstarter backers only.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now I really have to come up with a quick $100 somehow. to get the glow in the dark Julius Black and the glow in the dark Phantom Starkiller. Because
we are going to, he's going to glow pink. He's going to glow green. They're going to look awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, I need it so bad.
Then you can get your graded options here for the comics, which I just went over. That we can have them pre-screen everything that's 9/8, and then you can get graded toys, encapsulated toys.
That's
so these
cool.
you can like display proudly in your collection. All four. All four.
Yes,
so
yes.
If you want a graded glow Julius or a graded glow Starkiller, this is the only way to get that. You might be able to get these guys graded later, but again, with this Kickstarter, these will probably be on the premium packaging. So, for stores, let's say you're a shop and you want to get in because you know that like by the time these figures come out on the secondary market, they're going to blow up. We've got this backer tier called the Dirty Dozen, and with that you get 3 of every single figure that we have thus far. So you get 3 Phantom Starkiller classics, 3 Julius Black classics, 3 glow in the dark Starkillers, and 3 Julius glow in the darks.
Awesome.
And then we have a couple of packages that include almost everything, right? Like you want one of everything, we've got something for you. And I think it is before the graded stuff. Here it is. $130. Wow. You get one of every figure, you get both variant covers, and you get the turnaround art.
For $130?
Yep.
That's such a good deal because you're buying one figure for $25, you get 2 for $50. Right there, and you buy another one, you're $100 out. And plus the covers.
Then you get the 2 prints and the 2 cup. Yeah.
Oh,
so it's just all bundled together for you in a nice package.
That's a great little deal. That's a great little deal.
But this is where we're trying to get this weekend is to Gut Ghost. And so he'll be a new tier added. You'll be able to purchase him. He will also be $25. And we'll probably have another, and then you'll be able to use him as an add-on. So let's say you've already backed this project and you don't feel like going in and altering your tier. You don't have to. You can just add him on the back end. You'll be able to add on, I think, up to 10 of him if you want.
And that was going to be a question that I asked. How do you change your your pledge?
So I've actually backed the project because I'm all in, right? So I can go to manage my pledge. I don't want anybody to see my card number, but all right, let's change my pledge. Hold on.
Now they know your password too.
Yeah, everybody's gonna hack me now.
But good thing your wife changed them all.
So you can change your pledge here, right? You can choose any one of these things to change your pledge to. But where you want to go is to add-ons. So I'm pledging that. Now I'm in add-ons. Okay. Here I can add. Let's say I wanted
we got somebody who pledged. Awesome. Thank you. We appreciate that.
You can add up to 10 of anything that's on here, right?
We got Saeed Sabahi pledged just now.
Oh, thank you so much. Let me now that I'm gonna have to change my password and use a different credit card.
Pledged. There we go. Super cool.
So yeah, that's how you manage your pledge. We've shown you now. Now you know how to do it. It's not that complicated. You don't have to change anything. You go ahead and you choose what you've already chosen. You hit that, and then it takes you to the add-ons, and you can simply add things on there. Then it gives you a new update. And it's like, this is the new total that you owe.
Super cool. Super cool.
Yeah.
Now we are at 43,622. So we had a handful of people who backed. So super cool. And then looks like they're in Dubai where they just pledged. Really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you guys
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
And that is the other thing. We are doing worldwide distribution. Um, every backing tier does say that like there is going to be separate shipping when things go out for delivery. We can't predict what the shipping cost is going to be at this time, just because we can't.
Yeah.
And the way that our postal system has been running since the pandemic has been very unpredictable, and prices fluctuate daily. So
yeah, that's just everyday stuff right now, man.
yeah,
You don't even know how long I've waited for some stuff, for some Christmas stuff. It's crazy. But yeah, it's super cool. We're getting there, man. We're moving, we're inching, we're doing good though.
getting close to where we need to be for
Yes,
sure.
we
And thank
need
you
to
so
unlock
much,
we
Seed.
need to unlock that gut ghost.
One thing I was going to show everybody, because this is also going on, and it's pertinent because it deals with Julius Black. So let me I'll share my screen again. We started a new Black Caravan store on Etsy, and we have a very special cover by one of the biggest name artists in comic books, Bill Sienkiewicz. So right now these are up for pre-order on the Black Caravan Etsy store page, and it's just Black Caravan, one word. If you're looking for it, maybe we'll throw in a link in the show notes or something like that in the feed. But this is it. This is the Black Caravan store. These are all exclusives that we've done this year. So we've got a Simon Bisley foil cover for Gods of Brutality. We've got a We Don't Kill Spiders cover by Scarecrow Oven, a Count Draco Knuckle Duster, which is very pertinent to our conversation here, variant cover by Beastrek, an Electric Black gold foil variant. Again, the Bill Sienkiewicz Electric Black #1 Dark Caravan. And we have a holiday special that's only available through Black Caravan. This site, or purchasing anything from us gets you a copy of it. And then we have Epic Taverns, Tales from the Fantastic Crimes Unit #1, with a cover by Richard Pace. And as a bonus for this particular book, on the inside front cover, there is a code. If you play Epic Tavern, and if you're not playing it, you should be. It's an online role-playing game. If you purchase this special edition, on the inside front cover is a quest line you can follow in-game that unlocks the Black Ledger from the Electric Black. So,
wow.
Pretty cool there. It's like you get 2 exclusives for the price of 1. So that is the new Black Caravan store. We're going to leave it up through the holidays so that people can order. Again, this is a pre-order for the Bill Sienkiewicz cover, which we think is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
So, and that's so Julius cool. Wearing the Fez hat. Now I kind of want to make a Fez hat for him all the time.
Oh man, that's so cool. I didn't even know that was Julius Black when I saw that. I just kind of skimmed through it because I was like reposting and tweeting out for you guys.
Yeah, he's like standing on top of a bunch of filing cabinets and stuff with a Fez hat, and Sienkiewicz said it's the most amount of tentacles he's ever put on a cover. So
so cool. So cool. We got John Hernandez says it's super excited for you guys kick ass stuff. And then
that's right, John's so shout out to John. He's been like our official photographer for Black Caravan. He shows up to events that we have and takes behind the scenes photos and stuff. He's shared the prototypes that we had of the figures early on when Peter was here for our Black Caravan con that happened over the summer. So John's an awesome human being, photographer, musician, all around. One of these guys who you're like, do you lack talent in anything? And I'm not sure he does.
I know. When people just breathe talent, you're just like,
yeah, it's like every time he's posting something, I'm like, that's really cool. So.
It's a fine line between like admiration and hate. It's like, you guys just spit talent. Yeah, super cool, man. This is really exciting. I think that is an amazing thing, because when I first found out about these things, I knew Killer Bootlegs was doing all that stuff, but when you first told me, when you guys were just planning this stuff out, and you just first told me, you're like, you got to keep this quiet, but look, we're gonna be doing a really cool company with some figures here very soon, and we're going to be doing some awesome stuff. Keep an eye out. And that was it was probably about a year ago now, right?
Yeah, we've been it took us more than a year to get, like, because we worked with one sculptor early on, and there was some you're welcome, John. There was some difficulties with the sculpts that we were getting back, so we had to send it back to another team to handle the finished product. So it took a little bit longer than it needed to be honest.
Yeah.
Now we're hooked up with a very competent and professional team of sculptors, and they're helping us bring our Tracker collectibles out there. I work with a separate sculptor on the miniatures. His name's Willie Cow, and he's awesome too. Just like, we're working with some really cool and talented people.
And it shows with all these amazing figures here. I'm gonna show these again really quick, and it's gonna cut off our heads here, but I'm gonna go down the list again. So,
classic Phantom Starkiller.
Yeah, and here we go. Here's Julius Black,
classic Julius,
and then the awesome glow in the dark. And this has got to be my favorite, dude. I don't know. I think it's
the glows you can only get through the Kickstarter. I'm saying it.
I think it's because my favorite color is green, and I'm like, ooh, I love this one so much.
It's just pretty sexy looking. What Peter did for the coloring on this is really, really nice. So
yeah, it's so cool. And then you guys also have options for them to be graded. Here is the what is this? Julius Black graded here, I believe. Julius Black graded.
Yep, the toys can all be graded. We have variant covers for you comic book fans, because guess what? We're all,
there's a variant
at
cover.
The end of the day, I'm a comic book creator, so it's great that we also have the comic books involved with the project.
And then
Julius was a comic book character first. He's now an action figure. Starkiller was an action figure first. Now he's a comic book character. It's an interesting. Yeah. And the other thing is, Gut Ghost has been a figure in several different incantations over time. Enzo's he made a very beloved, iconic character that's been on the comic scene for about a decade now. And so he's had figures made, plushies, stuff like that. So that all three of these have actually seen figures of themselves made at one point, because Killer, Peter, he made a Julius Black figure for New York Comic Con 2019. There was only 10 of those made, and they're all gone. I have one. Rich has one, and then the rest have been sold. So pretty cool that, like, Julius got another crack at being made into a figure and stuff. Yeah, and those were expensive too. I think they were like $200 a pop or something.
Wow, that's crazy cool. So okay, we're coming up on us being on here for about an hour. So let's do one last talk through this Kickstarter really quick and give everybody the rundown of all that good stuff, and then we'll head out, and then we'll maybe we'll come back again and a little bit. Maybe we'll come back when we've unlocked Gut Ghost. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm always down to promote this project. I think it's I think people are going to be really happy when they get their figures in. And just so you know, the date is set for like a year from the end of the Kickstarter. But that's, if we get them sooner, you're getting them sooner. We're playing it safe, and we don't want to let anybody down. It's better for us to be realistic than overpromise and underproduce. So just realize, if we do get them quicker, you'll get them quicker.
Awesome. And I put the link in the comments. Hopefully it is clickable and you guys can grab it. If not, I will post it all over social media, and you guys gotta check all that stuff out. Please let them know where they can find you on social media, where they can get all this awesome stuff that we've been talking about.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Schmalke, which is my last name right here. SCHMALKE at Schmalke on Instagram. On Facebook, I've got a Joseph Schmalke storyteller page. feel free to follow me there. There is the Schmalke Army with multiple exclamation points afterwards. That's a group that I did not start, but now I'm an administrator on because I kind of don't want people to run off willy-nilly on it. But the Schmalke Army, I always post exclusives there first. Usually when my store is open, it's announced there first, so you'll want to join that fan page if you like my stuff.
And we should be going live right now in Schmalke Army right now. So
you know what? Maybe we'll how about we do this? We'll do an exclusive Schmalke Army live one day, just for like the people in there. I think that would be fun for them.
We'll do that.
And then yeah, we have a new Black Caravan store on Etsy, which has all of our exclusives. It's the only way to get those unless you run into us at a live show, which we're done with for the year. So next year you can get it, or you can buy it online today. And then you can follow Peter Goral, the creator of Phantom Starkiller and the president of Tracker. He is at Killer Bootlegs on Instagram. That's the easiest way to find him. He does pop on to Facebook every once in a while, but he's mostly focused on his Instagram account. And yeah, we're always responsive to fans and people that are interested in talking about toys, comics, and let us know, what do you want to see next? What's your favorite Black Caravan or Scout title that's out there? We've got some ideas of what we're going to make next.
Nice.
But maybe there's something that we're not considering that we need to hear about from the fans. And that's the other thing. We don't want to make something that like nobody gives a crap about, right? We want to make things that are cool. Yeah. That people will come to and gravitate towards.
Definitely. And Cherry Blackbird just finished, right? The last
issue 5 comes out on Wednesday, and I'm really looking forward to my son, he wanted a Phantom Starkiller, so added that too. Oh, nice. That's awesome.
There it is. Yeah, John has definitely been super excited about this Kickstarter from the get-go. Like I'm surprised he wasn't number 1, man, but he was number 3.
Oh yeah, and the first 3 backers are getting like special little rewards as long as they stay in until the end. I think it was for the first backer, they're getting a 4th printing of Starkiller #1 remark, an Electric Black remarked for a backer 2, and I forget what was number 3. Did we?
I'm not sure. I think James was going to throw a little extra thing.
That's right.
Just for John.
Yes. So I knew there was something. I couldn't remember what it was.
Because John is such a huge, he is the other half of Two Scout Geeks, which is my podcast that he and I created because we were such huge fans of Scout comics. And I don't think there's, and I got to tell you, he outdoes me with the fandom for Scout. So, and that tells you something.
Right on. Well, thanks, John. I appreciate
and Black Caravan, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we're so separated from Scout in a weird way, but we're still part of the same company.
Yeah.
Part of it is, we're more, our brand is horror, sci-fi, and the bizarre. So it's pretty easy for us to, what you're getting with us, and most of our titles tend to fall from more of adult matter, with the exception of Starkiller, Perhapanauts, and we do have a set of kids books coming out next year, I believe, as well. Oh, By the Horns. Those guys put out like a vinyl record too on their own.
Yeah, those guys are killing it too.
They're pretty cool. Yeah, they've got like a drinking horn, I think, that they made as well, which I thought was interesting.
So I don't know if you know about By the Horns. So the whole, like, a lot of the
she's a unicorn killer, right?
Yes. Well, she's yes, and then also, well, a lot of the like the place they live is a name of a band. There's a couple of different bands that he's connected with, and kind of intertwined their names in the worlds together. So that's why they kind of created that really awesome vinyl of this band, because they created this band actually really, they created an actual whole album out of this whole thing that pertains
cool.
to the story. So it's a really cool concept that everybody's doing these really awesome stuff over. So
yeah,
Black Caravan are killing
that's
it.
one thing I have coming up this year. Totally not totally related to Scout, but now it is. I did all the album artwork for A Sound of Thunder's new record, which is called The Crimson Cult. And they just signed with us. They're going to be putting out a comic book with us in October of next year. It's called Queen of Hell.
That's awesome, dude. That's
wait
really
till
cool.
you see the artwork on this. It's like, it's pretty bizarre. Like it looks like something straight out of like Heavy Metal magazine, like fully painted, beautiful.
Oh man, who's doing the art?
Sound of Thunder is working with Black Caravan this year. So if you want to get something earlier that we worked on, Crimson Cult album is dropping, I believe, at the end of this month or next month, and I think you can stream some of the songs for it now on Spotify.
That's cool. And is it you or someone else doing the artwork on that?
For the comic book they're putting out, The Queen of Hell, that they already have a team for that. I just worked on the album with them.
Okay, cool. I love that. Awesome. So things now. Caravan and Tracker Collectibles. So you guys make sure you guys head on over and keep an eye on all the social media accounts so that you can follow all the brand new news. Super cool. And John didn't know that. He said that's dope about all that cool stuff. So awesome.
We've got so
so
much stuff in the pipeline. We could spend another 3 hours, but anyway,
I'll let you
get back to your day, man.
That's absolutely true. All right, man. So everybody go back this Kickstarter because everything's super affordable. And then those glow in the dark figures, this is the only place you can get them. So you make sure you're going to want to get them. I'm going to have to go.
I don't want to hear anybody complaining at the end of this that like, I missed my opportunity. They're not limited. They're only limited by the amount of people that come in.
And I love that. I love that. So the more people we get them, that means you don't have a number on it. So awesome. Let's get these going, guys. Come on, let's bring it in. Super cool, man. I will see you later. Thanks everybody for watching, and go back the thing. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.